one last thing that I want to talk about is we went with, and this is the thing that I'm the most questioning on the build. I went with the adjustable lightweight buffer from Odin.
So adjustable buffers. It's kind of like a brace. You should always kind of have one in your toolbox.
It's a good idea to have one, yeah.
Now, if you're doing one gun, I would not suggest doing it. And you can always go with an adjustable because the thing is, it's like 3-4 buffers in one. They give you a bunch of different weights so you can pop in there. So you can, like this one can be a carbine, H1, H2. I think those are the 3 different ones it could be.
Yeah, I think it's 3 weights or 3 different weights that you can
No, they
have.
give you like
because
they
have the
weights,
heavy
man.
one too. This is the light one.
Yeah.
And then they have the heavy one as well, which I think are the plus.
They give you
2.
like 5 weights because you
Well,
have
I think
leftover weights.
2 of them are spacers.
Right there.
2 of them are spacers, I believe. So they're
So
like
this has
aluminum.
four
It comes with
weights.
spacers on the inside of it.
Yeah, so you're going to get your rubber. You get 1 body, 3 aluminum, 3 stainless, 1 tungsten are the weights that you get. So your body's 1.44 ounce. The aluminum weights are 0.22 ounce. Stainless is 0.63, and the tungsten is 1.45 ounces. So you can do 1 tungsten, and then you would do 2 stainless steel to get the heaviest, and that brings you to 4.5 ounces with the body on it.
Which, if I did my math right, that should be what that was.
Yep.
That should be what we had.
If you picked your weights right.
Yes.
It's pretty easy to pick the weights because you can feel the difference in the weights pretty easily. But so the nice thing about these is probably what most off-the-shelf guns could benefit from is going to like an H2 buffer. Slow it down. You're going to feel less in the shoulder. It's not going to dive as hard coming back forward because the momentum doesn't get picked up as much. So the nice thing is you can buy 1 buffer and, okay, you set up for an H2, that doesn't work. Okay, take a weight out, change tungsten out for a stainless or something, now you have an H1.
So I have this set up to where we can adjust it pretty quick on the fly. That's why I never did the set screw or anything like that. And we also have the other weights inside of there. If you flip that so they can see it on the camera, it comes with all of the weights. The top was the heavier weights, I believe, and then the bottom was the lighter weights.
Yeah, so these are kind of what's going on inside of the buffer. That's the tungsten,
This
right?
is the tungsten one, yeah.
You can tell it is by the way it looks.
Super
You can tell
heavy.
by the way that it
You
feels.
can, because the top's more of like a cast than a machine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The heavy one comes with more of those.
Yeah, so you're heavy. So they make a heavy version of this. They also make a 9mm and an AR-10 version.
I wonder why they did that. Why not just make one with all of them? I guess there'd be a lot of wasted.
Well, because
weight
the
there.
body is a different weight.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so really, actually, what's funny is you get the exact same weights. The only difference is the body is heavier. The body is 3.07 ounces instead of 1.44. So pretty much just out of the gate, the body's double the weight.
So as a body, would that mean the body's just a carbine then, like by itself, and then you're adding in more weight from there for the heavier one?
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a carbine weight
Yeah.
at that point with no weights in it.
Yeah.
Then you don't get the dead blow effect. It's just like
Yeah.
bounce,
Yeah, you're not gonna get the.
just a bouncy ball.
Yeah, you might lead to some other issues there if you don't use that.
Yeah.
So this was my one question on this build that I wasn't sure about. And I think since it goes up to H2, it's going to work just fine. We're going to find out when I actually take this thing out and test fire it, probably with CJ this week. I think that's what we're going to do is we're going to test it and tune it, make sure that it works.
Sure.
But you guys think I'm going to have any issues with that or no?
No.
No, you think it's going to do it?
Yeah, I think this is gonna work just fine. I wonder what the minimal amount of weight would be. Maybe I think like if you could just go with H1 or maybe even carbine with that light of a thing, like
so
because you already have a low mass bolt in it.
Well, so the other
is it a
thing too
carbine
is,
weight then?
are you going to suppress this?
Yes.
So
is the
that's
intent.
Well,
that's
eventually, not when we test fire it, but
So that's the
eventually.
other thing with adjustable buffers is, let's say today you have an off-the-shelf AR. You want to go to like an H1 buffer or something like that. You want to try something different. Personally, I always buy the heavy ones of these because the light buffers are still cheap, or they aren't nearly as expensive as like an H2 or an H3. The thing is, if you get the heavy Odin buffer adjustable one, is you can do a H3, H2, and then a rifle weight at 5.2 ounces.
Wow. So, like, because the thing that makes these expensive is the tungsten. At least right now. Like there are other companies now that are starting to come out with
That
other
and-
weight.
I mean, just for these, like you have to machine in the threads. You got to, you got a nut or
Yeah.
a bolt technically,
Yeah.
and it's not common. It's not common.
and that's
So-
why it comes with this
Huge
Yep,
Allen
you're paying
motor.
$20 for an Allen wrench.
honker of an Allen wrench.
So really, the biggest question is, what order do the weights go in the buffer, CJ?
Heaviest first.
Why?
That's how I put them in.
Yeah.
The answer is I don't know. That's just what seemed like the smart thing to do.
From my studying of buffer history and weight, which I just did actually now, the idea, so the idea with the dead blow effect is you have extra weight in the buffer that is reciprocating inside so that when the bolt comes into contact with the chamber, you have the weights on the inside of the buffer. After the buffer stops moving, the weights will move just a little bit more to then make contact with the end or the front of the buffer and kind of force the whole action to kind of lock itself into place instead of having like a bolt bounce effect that could occur. It's one thing that they were finding when they were doing the testing on different bolts, and is what the Colt engineers kind of figured out is when you have buffers with reciprocating weights in them, it actually helps counteract that bolt bounce.
So that doesn't answer my question, though.
Well, my thought is the reason you want the weight at the back is you have the, in theory, technically, the most amount of travel is happening in the back. And so then you have the weight, the most amount of kinetic energy in the back is when it comes forward, all of that energy is coming from the back to the front. So then you want the heaviest weight in the back forcing its way up to the front and then pushing against the other two weights, which then hits the front of the buffer, which then that energy gets channeled into the bolt. So I actually think it's the back first, given my understanding of dead blow.
I have no clue.
Okay.
I put I'll tell you what my thought process was. I put the heavyweight in the back because I was just thinking about like a
The
car.
fat kids go in the back of the
I was
bus.
just thinking like a car. Like when you want more traction, you put weight in your trunk and then you get more traction.
This doesn't have wheels, Josh,
Which
or
is probably
suspension.
the dumbest way to think about it. But that's the way my brain was like, hey, let's do this.
All the
Put
weight is
heavyweight
within
there.
the like center of the cab.
I think what we need to test, CJ, is we need to get the hollow buffer tube.
Yeah.
Throw it on here and
Yeah.
then see if changing the order of the weights has any
I-
impact on the recoil.
I think the positioning of the weights has very, very, very little impact. I do think you are right in a way, but not for the exact reasons you said.
Okay.
Because,
and I'm not right.
well, no, you would be right too if you put the heaviest in the back, but I don't think you really you didn't have the explanation that CJ did.
You didn't have my educated explanation.
Your explanation was shit.
My explanation was
It's like a car.
My explanation was cinder blocks go. In the trunk when
Everything
it's
goes
snowy
to
out.
a car.
I did like 4 days worth of research
so-
on buffers.
I guess in my head, like this might be completely wrong, but the way my brain thinks of it is if I have 3 different masses and I take off forward, what's going to happen? They're going to go like this. Like essentially, it's going to want to start going. So the buffer is going to start getting pushed back forward by the spring. The weights inside of that hollow cavity are going to want to essentially stand still until something moves them, friction or a force, aka them sliding to the back of the buffer. And so as that buffer travels forward, those weights are at the back. Well, as soon as it stops, the lightest weight is going to be easiest to move forward. The heaviest weight is going to be the slowest to move forward. So from the dead blow point of view, the goal would be is that they all kind of separate a little. First one hit, second one hit, third one hit, in that order. So I think it does matter which order the weights go in.
And the
I just
third
don't
one
think
is
that it's
gonna
going to be
deliver
that.
Deliver the biggest-
final blow.
The final blow, exactly. Yeah, in terms of the dead blow effect.
I don't think I think if you put them in any order, a human cannot feel that difference.
I don't think so. Yeah, and I don't think you're gonna have any kind of like weird bolt bounce
Do you
stuff.
think the camera would see the difference?
If you had a really high speed camera,
Yeah, you're going to need one of those phantoms.
Yeah, we have. I
gotta
mean,
oil
our
that
limit's
thing.
like 120 FPS, which is not very high for
No,
this kind of
you're
stuff.
going to want like 600
Yeah, you're gonna want a lot.
or like
Need some lube
6,000.
on here.
Yeah, I wonder who built that dry as can be.